So yesterday, Netflix posted on their X that, basically, that they are combining Warner Brothers with them. And there was a picture that we're gonna see right now that they posted, and behind the Netflix logo, you can see Snyder Cut of the Justice League and Justice League.
The Justice League.
So of course people took that and they run with it as confirmation that the Snyderverse is going to return. But is that the case? Now we already have an article from Cosmic Book News. So Tsunami, just give me 1 second so I can mark where you're reading. Yes, I'm ready. And give it a go, give it a try.
Netflix has launched a full-scale public relations campaign aimed directly at Warner Brothers Discovery stockholders, pushing them to approve its proposed $82.7 billion acquisition of WBD, while painting the deal as a win for fans, creators, and Hollywood. The campaign follows WBD's board formally urging shareholders to reject Paramount Skydance's hostile bid and back Netflix instead. Netflix executives Ted Sarandos and creators are now flooding investors with promises that everything fans care about, theatrical releases, legacy franchises, and creative teams, will remain untouched. However, critics aren't buying it. Netflix spins the deal as business as usual. In its messaging and on the newly launched NetflixWBTogether.com, Netflix claims Warner Brothers will continue operating independently, with executive teams kept in place and theatrical releases preserved with industry standard windows. The PR site prominently features imagery from major fan favorite properties, including Harry Potter, DC franchises spanning the Snyderverse to James Gunn's Superman, classic Warner Brothers films, and HBO prestige series. The message is clear: nothing changes except Netflix owns everything. Executive stability claims rarely survive major mergers. It is also worth noting that claims about keeping executive teams intact are standard merger rhetoric. In practice, major mergers always lead to leadership shakeups, restructuring, and power consolidation once the deal closes. Even when executives are initially retained to project stability, overlapping roles, cost-cutting, and strategic realignment almost inevitably result in departures, especially in a deal of this size and scope. This is simply evident by the fact that James Gunn and Peter Safran ran to Bloomberg to save their jobs after Netflix won the bid. What Netflix isn't emphasizing: regulatory hell ahead. The biggest omission from Netflix's glossy campaign is the reality of regulatory scrutiny. Netflix admits the merger could take 12 to 18 months to close, requiring approval from U.S. and international regulators, including the Department of Justice and European Union competition authorities. Given Netflix's dominant global streaming position, the deal is expected to face serious antitrust resistance. Hollywood insiders have already begun framing the merger as a potential monopoly play that would concentrate too much power over content distribution and pricing in one company's hands. Hollywood pushback is growing. Despite Netflix's claims that the deal is pro-creator, the entertainment industry remains deeply skeptical. Netflix has long been criticized for undermining theatrical releases, limiting back-end participation for creators, replacing traditional profit participation with flat buyouts. Major filmmakers have spoken out against Netflix's model in recent years. James Cameron is among the most recent high-profile voices warning that streaming-first economics devalue theatrical filmmaking and long-term creative sustainability. For many in Hollywood, Netflix owning Warner Brothers only accelerates trends they already see as damaging. See the PR campaign for what it is. While Netflix positions itself as a steward of Warner Brothers' legacy, the campaign is aimed less at creators or audiences and more at swaying WBD shareholders with fan-bait imagery and reassuring language. The pitch promises stability, growth, and respect for theatrical cinema, all areas where Netflix's past behavior has fueled distrust. Whether regulators, creators, or fans accept Netflix's vision remains an open question, but the aggressive PR rollout signals one thing clearly: Netflix know this merger will be a fight. End article.
Yeah, well, I don't believe them still.
Yeah, me neither.
And the fact that they placed the Snyderverse like underneath right here, actually.
Yeah,
You
we
can see the legs of Wonder Woman and Cyborg, and here you can see Henry Cavill Superman. I mean, this is the Justice League poster, Wonder Woman, The Flash. That doesn't mean that they're doing it. It just means that it's going to be a part of their freaking catalog.
Yeah, because they will have
Both of
everything.
those.
Yeah, both of those. Yeah.
Both
That's
of
it.
those. That's the only thing. That nothing else
Yeah.
really.
So nothing's happening. It's not even sure because the shareholders still have to decide, but they are running it as if it's ours,
Mm-hmm.
and you get this.
Yeah.
But you just get the catalog indeed. Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, this is not any confirmation of any
Mm.
kind. Like literally, we watched. I mean, not we watched, but we saw one of our favorite YouTubers actually, Aaron.
Mm.
How's his first name?
Alan Fisher.
Yeah, Aaron Fisher. Yeah, the second name.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's already like, it's happening. I'm like, no,
No,
nothing is
nothing is
happening.
happening. Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna put at least a question mark next to that.
At least that. Yeah.
I do not believe that Netflix are gonna keep things as they are. Also, some people already took the news and said that Peter Safran and James Gunn are going to be left as the leaders there, just because they said that nothing will change. Like nothing will change doesn't mean that everybody are gonna keep their job. That's literally not what they're saying. It just means the bigger picture. Nothing is gonna change in the bigger
In the
picture
bigger picture.
if they're correct, which means they're still gonna keep Warner Brothers separate, as they say. They're just gonna release movies as they usually do. Theatrically, when it comes to Warner Brothers, and they're still gonna make the decision whether or not they want their movies, Netflix movies, to be released theatrically or not. So that is what it means. There was many reports that Netflix don't like the current leadership of Peter Safran and James Gunn. Is that true? Well, we don't know. There's just many reports about it, basically.
Indeed. I mean, it's an interesting trick that they are doing, you know, but as the article says, it's just a way to sway the shareholders. They don't care about the fans and things that they want. At least, I mean, I hope that that email thingy that you wrote several times, that what do you want to see?
Oh yes.
It actually counts for something, and it's not just look, we care about your opinion, we give you a chance here to write what do you want to see, you know.
Yeah, I mean Netflix will greenlit a lot of stuff. So from that point of view, maybe we have a chance for the Snyderverse in general. But what we'll see will happen. In any case, go and write to Netflix. Use their form on their site to to tell them what you want, and if you want the Snyderverse to come back in solo Batman movie, that's what I wrote.
Yeah,
Like solo Superman movie, solo Batman movie.
if they're going to
Man
make
of Steel 2.
something new and not restore the Snyderverse, just tell them I want to see a Batman movie based off the Batman the animated show, and
Yeah.
you already have the template and everything else there. That would be great.
Yeah, that would be great. So yeah, Tsunami, tell us what you think.
This is just like any election cycle. That's what I'm looking at it as from a political standpoint.
Yeah.
You're going to get all the promises in the world until something actually goes down, whoever the clear winner is, and then we'll see what ends up happening. And I mean, who's going to win in any of these scenarios? We've seen what Disney's gotten, even with investors being involved in calls and things like that, and they still continue on with their nonsense. So it remains to be seen if they're absolutely serious about, reshaping the future of things, because it feels a lot like business as usual, or at least that's what they'd like to keep it as. And I don't think the future is going to be very kind to them. Also, Hollywood is seeing their imminent demise coming from this. Theaters are going to shut down and everything else. And this is starting to feel a lot like AI. This is just going to happen one way or the other, depending on, frankly, the will of the American president and how much he's going to help this move along and how much pushback they can get. But as Nerdrotic stated, I thought was really funny. Hollywood is now trying to appeal to Trump to save them, which is an amusing thing to watch in the background.
Oh,
But yeah,
well,
this is just politics.
that's another thing. That's like a after effect of what's going on, which is funny on its own.
Yeah.
It's its own thing. The other question and the other thing that I also read is that basically Netflix is trying to convince the shareholders of WB that their deal is the best and Paramount is the worst. I'm not sure how
How exactly?
if Paramount are giving them so much more billions on top. Like you
Yeah.
don't like money? I wish somebody can explain to me exactly what is the drawback of Paramount's deal exactly in comparison to Netflix, because you're getting more money. Like
I mean,
more,
the only
a lot
thing
more.
is that if they accept Paramount, they have to pay Netflix. What was it, 2.8 billion? Something? But that's pocket money compared to what they'll get
Yeah, so I don't
So
get it.
I see no drawbacks to that, you know.
I really don't get it. It's like Zazie, Zaslav.
That's what, yeah.
He has a very good relationship with Netflix's boss, and they're like buddy buddies. But I mean, money will drop that. So I just don't get it, really. I just don't. I wish somebody can really explain to me all the little details and the intricacies of why is Netflix like better when they offer so much less. I really don't get it. But yeah, so now have you, do you have any idea?
Frankly, like the most authoritative source, at least in the YouTube spaces that I know of, is Nerdrotic. Nerdrotic has done a lot of deep dives into this. The reason why um, he's got a lot of contacts inside of like actual Hollywood, like executives and whatnot that reach out to him. So he's being fed intelligence because they know he's going to put it out in that format. So if you want to see a deeper breakdown, I could find you a video where he talks about. He's not for Netflix. He's against the Netflix thing, but he can give pros and cons as to why it's happening.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's great. Yeah, you can send me that in general. Yes.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Guys, what do you think in the chat? Now it's your time. If you said something, I'm gonna put the chat talk on the screen. So let us know.
All right. Over on the superhero channel, ballerinas are the greatest. They're just saying things right now. Things will change down the line. Agreed. L. Turner says, I think they still want a role in the company. I think Paramount is a buyout, but at Netflix they can stay on. Who's they? What do you mean exactly, L. Turner? Are you talking about James Gunn in the gang, or like what are you talking about? Because if Netflix does buy them out, the first thing I hope they do is get rid of James Gunn.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Whoever buys them,
And
they just
over
have
on,
to kick him out.
yeah.
yeah, no, his vision has just got to go. And frankly, there's a lot of other like trash that they need to take out.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Um,
indeed.
I don't care who buys it if they stop doing this nonsense. But anyways,
Yeah.
uh, Manny had to take off. See you, Manny. CSK,
Yeah,
no.
money.
Welcome, by the
Hey,
way.
CSK.
How are you doing tonight?
Hey, hi to you,
My only
Kano.
hope is that Netflix removes the brand over the Nemesis system that WB made. Nemesis. Oh, the Arkham games,
Yeah.
right? Is that what you're talking about?
No. He's talking about the Lord of the Rings game series, Shadow of Mordor. The Nemesis system is something
What's
that
that?
they patented. They came out with that system. It's like a hierarchy of the enemies of the orcs. In this case, when you kill an orc, somebody's gonna replace that
Oh,
orc.
okay, yeah. You got to keep replacing it. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, that's the Nemesis system. So he's saying my only hope is that Netflix remove the brand or the brand over the Nemesis system. Yeah, because many games could use that, but Warner Brothers are not using it, but they still wanna
But they still
keep it
keep it,
forever without actually sharing with anybody else. And we do know that there's many game systems that are going across the board to different game franchises and they work there and it's great. It's like coming up with a great idea but you can't share because it's your idea but you don't use it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of ridiculous because many games could be done with this system and it's going to be very interesting actually.
It's like Daffy Duck in that episode of Looney Tunes. It's mine, all mine, mine. Go, down. And he pushes Bugs Bunny down. You know?
Yeah, so if they allow other gaming studios to use that, it's gonna be very beneficial for the whole world. Like, it's gonna be very interesting for other studios to explore the system and see how they can improve it and work upon it. We're always going to know that WB Games came out with that system for Shadow of Mordor, but it's great to share. But yeah,
It's kind of like
Truth
what
says, I
Nintendo
saw.
is doing. Yeah.
huh?
It's kind of like what Nintendo is doing. You know, which just keep our stuff and not
Keep
sharing
our
it,
stuff,
yeah.
but not use it.
But we'll
But
make
not
it more
even use
expensive
it.
though. We make it more expensive though.
But
Here you go.
WB is actually worse because they're not making a new
We're
Shadow
not
of
making
Mordor
anything.
game.
Yeah.
We have two, that's it.
Yeah, I think actually talking about the Total War Warhammer before, I think that that game would benefit from that system actually. They could implement it good there, probably. Or it must be.
Maybe, but kind of, I mean, there, when you kill a faction, you have another faction to fight anyway, so I don't see how it's gonna implement it. I mean, I don't see how
Yeah, I
the game's
mean,
gonna benefit from that.
Could be. I mean, a new leader or something. Who knows?
There's always a new leader, though, somehow.
Yeah,
Okay, continue.
Truth says, I saw Pirate Nation's post on X that Netflix canceled a gay military series called Boots, thanks to the pushback from the Pentagon. Hoorah.
Oh,
Hurrah.
And
that's
hooah,
another
even.
news. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's another news.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's great.
CSKano says, let's not forget that Wonder Woman is canonically dead because they forgot to bring her back from the Suicide Squad game. Oh, I didn't play
That
it,
game is not
oh.
canon. That game is not canon. Sorry. So she's alive. Yeah.
Kano's doing
No.
well. He's chilling at work. And
I
yeah,
think
he's talking
she's
about
dead in the
Shadow of
comic
Mordor.
books,
I
though.
No, she's
hadn't played that in forever.
She's
That's
not?
crazy. Truth says, I'm getting tired of James Gunn's way of makeup. NG movies, the whole patenting mess is the whole reason why I hate Nintendo, says Truth. And then back over on the Superhero channel, I think they still want to roll in the company. I think Paramount is a buyout, but at Netflix they could stay on. Then it continues, I agree 1000%. I want Zaslav gone and Saffron gone too. Vic Martinez says, I'm afraid we're going to be stuck with the perverted degenerate gun for longer than we'd like. The creepy old bastard gun, I can't stand him. And that's the end of comments.
I hope we're not stuck with
That was
him.
a great
'cause
comment.
really, yeah, a great comment, Vic. I hope we're not stuck with him because really, who wants to see more degeneracy there? Just let him go and go do open his own studio if he wants and do things for his public because apparently people are retards. You know, I saw from. The page of I think it was Cosmic Book News yesterday, like a post. You know what? One of those idiots that are fans of guns said to the fans of Snyder.
Oh, what?
So they put a photo of Snyder like with his face was like the Joker, and they said the Snyder, and that's a horrible thing, but I'm going to say it just to show you how horrible the fans of
Of Gunnar.
guns are, and he's Superman. And they said the Snyderverse is just as dead as Zack Snyder's daughter. Move
Oh.
on. And I say, Jesus Christ. And then you're the people who quote that sorry Superman who said, you know, kindness is the new punk rock. How are you kind?
Yeah.
How can you say that? How can this get out of your freaking mouth or of your fingers when you type it and think, but I'm kind like Superman, kindness is the new punk rock and things like that. How dare you?
That's literally doesn't make any sense.
Just how dare you?
I mean, not only that they're disgusting and degenerate human beings to like that and to support it, but they also don't make any sense. Like, how is punk rock kind or whatever? Like, it's music. It's a style. It's something.
Not kind, yeah.
Has nothing to do with freaking kindness.
It's James Gunn being again. Oh, I like punk rock, so I'm going to make it sound. It's not kindness in any way. I mean, how can you be a superhero fan and say such a horrible thing?
Yeah, I mean, Superman will be disgusted. Basically.
Absolutely,
He's gonna throw up in his mouth.
absolutely. And I just really bring that up just to show to the people how horrible those fans are. You know.
Yeah.
Hey, man of culture, go down. No, well.
Golda,
He did Rick and me a couple of minutes ago.
Yeah.
You know, so
complain about that as well, but not.
aren't you going to make an AI video about that too? So,
Thank you so much, man of Gunning and subculture. Thank you. So, Wonder Woman.
CSK is asking, what do you guys think about the absolute universe like Batman and so on? It's shit.
It's not.
Sorry, man, if you like it.
I mean, it's alternative. I mean, it's so alternative that those are no longer the characters. They're just not. Wonder Woman looks like a man, by the way. There.
Wonder Woman looks like a man. She was some kind of, I forget what goddess they make her. She forged the sword for herself, and that sword looks much like the sword of Guts from Berserk. I don't know why we need that. Absolute Batman looks like an Astarte with no armor. And Superman
he's bigger than
Superman is smaller than him. And I say,
Yeah.
okay, now you tell me that this is a guy who has no money because that's a normal working everyday guy because they, for goodness sake, we can't make him a white, a rich guy now. He
Yeah.
has to be poor
has
so
to be
that
poor.
everybody can.
Poor,
think
but somehow. He has money for something that will cost thousands, hundreds of thousands
he's
of
still
dollars.
making the gigantic Batka, and I hate when they do the Batmobile
Just
as
look
a
at
tank.
his
I just
freaking
hear that.
tank. Yeah, how much that gonna cost? Like,
And he still has the technology, the gadgets, because he's like an engineer or something in that universe. And okay,
you need money for that. Jesus Christ.
how did he achieve that physique too? I mean, I like both Batman, of course, but that's way too much.
No, that's
That's
like
just over the
he
top,
looks like
you
a
know.
mutant human
Yeah,
being.
yeah. I like
Mutated.
proportional things, and really, uh, yeah. Bane is like 12 feet, and he looks like, and the Joker looks like some kind of a demonic creature there. Just to me, those multiverses things now have no meaning, because why would I be interested in seeing those different versions of
Yeah,
characters?
that's it. Yeah, it has no
It's
meaning.
already so washed up. We've done this many times. Just focus on the characters. If you want something like a different version, just make an original character. Make this guy with his logo that turns into an axe. Make him. Just don't call him Batman.
That's great
Yeah.
for original character.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, we want to see original characters. We need new superheroes. Why not?
I mean, everything. The point is, because we totally have to go to the other topics. We have no time.
Yeah.
The point of any character, what makes him that character, is exactly what makes him originally that character. What is eventually established for this character as devout qualities, and how he looks like, how he fights, whatever it is that makes him him. That's the character. Everything else is like so different. Even changing the fact that he's not rich anymore. That's automatically makes him not Batman.
It's a staple of Batman. One of the inspirations was freaking Zolo. One of the inspirations. He wasn't inspired just freaking Zolo. Who is freaking Zolo? Diego de la Vega, who is rich. Who is rich,
Yeah.
but not because he's a douchebag. He's using his money for the good of the people again. Yeah, sure.
That's actually the point.
That's the point.
Give
Yeah,
a good guy money,
yeah.
and he will use them for the good of others. So
Exactly.
he is literally the opposite of a prick. I mean,
Yes.
he can be prick
Yeah.
in other areas, but not when it comes to being a hero and trying to protect people. At least not that.
Exactly. Just before we continue, Truth says DC and Marvel are the reason why I don't read Western comics at all. I will just fully embrace the manga industry. Instead, things happen at the manga industry. True. But you can read in some European comic books, actually. Because they're great. Asterix and Obelix, for example. And next time I'll bring one Bulgarian comic book, actually, that the publishing house gave to me to read and write a review. I get free stuff sometimes.
Yes,
because I'm that good. And I'll show it here to you guys, because now we do have it in English. The publishing house actually said we do have it in English, which doesn't happen a lot with Bulgarian comic books. So if any of you guys wants to check that, would be nice. The story is great. I just can't stay behind the art.
Yeah,
the art is really horrible. Sorry, and I write that in my review. I made the author and the artist. He's one guy, and I will tell him that because I got his contact, and I say the story is great, but your art must improve. I will be honest, but really, as a story, I think you'll be interested. It's a great vampire story, by the way. So, and if he improves the art, I think it's something that most of you guys can stay behind, because we do have great Bulgarian things here.
Yeah,
we
just don't have money. We have talent, we don't have money.
Yeah.
That's the problem also. I mean, always in Bulgaria, you have a lot of talented people who don't have money.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tsunami, wanted to say something?
No. There are some comments, but no, I didn't say anything.
No.
The only thing I would say is bande dessinée is what I've heard a lot of. It's a huge market in France. And there's a lot of like original concepts out there that have nothing to do with necessarily superpowers, but some pretty dark stories. So there is a market out there. I understand the whole pull towards manga, but yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and also Kano said, can't wait they make Bulgarian superhero. He's black. Yeah.
Kano, have you read Jack Eridan, the Bulgarian comic book? If you haven't, go there and read it. That's a great comic book, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty freaking
original. And Ballerina says exactly, excellent point, superhero.
Thank you. Thank you, Ballerina. Batman Absolute is boring from Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns in terms of Batman's size and stature only. Did we read that?
No.
Only.
That's just the saying. There's a couple of them.
Okay. Just read them, please.
Sure. Ballerina says on top of that, if he stays, every DCU film that will have that James Gunn tone. Who wants that? We've seen it a million times already. Agreed.
Yeah.
L. Turner says Netflix has an entire selection dedicated to the LGBTQ community, and Gunn is flat out saying that he's made Supergirl for gays and women. Gunn is anti-strong heterosexual men in cinema. Vic Martino is Gunn is a degenerate and is gun goon gun butt fans. Oh, his are desensitized degenerates, as Logan just proved. That's quite the tongue twister there, Vic. Thank you. Elterner, last one. Oh, you just read this one.
All right, let's
Yeah,
continue. We
let's
really have to
continue.
hurry up here. So,
Okay.
next, we have Supergirl test screening bombs. Underwhelming. So, let's see what people said about Supergirl. Give it a go.
Early word from a recent Supergirl test screening suggests that the film failed to generate strong enthusiasm, though reaction stops short of calling it a complete miss. According to information shared by Cryptic HD Quality on X, the screening produced mixed feedback with noticeable highs and lows throughout the film. Mixed reactions from test audiences. The film reportedly runs around 2 hours and 5 minutes, and reactions described it as uneven. Some scenes were said to shine far more than others, resulting in a viewing experience that didn't fully come together. If the overall response wasn't a total disaster, it also wasn't strong enough to spark excitement, which is rarely a good sign this late in the process. Millie Alcock praised. One consistent positive from the screening was Millie Alcock's performance. Viewers reportedly praised her work as Kara Zor-El, with her acting standing out even when individual scenes or story elements didn't land. That lines up with earlier comments from DC Studios leadership, who have repeatedly highlighted Alcock as a major strength of the film. Lobo's role. Jason Momoa's Lobo is confirmed to appear in 2 fight sequences, but is not the main villain. Despite his presence, the primary antagonist was reportedly underwhelming, a criticism that came up repeatedly in feedback. Villain problems. The lack of a strong villain appears to be one of the film's biggest weaknesses, limiting the impact of the story's central conflict. Matthias Schoenaerts plays the villain, Creme of the Yellow Hills, whose look in the Supergirl trailer was drastically changed from the comics. Concerns ahead of release. Test screenings are often used to fine-tune pacing and structure, but muted reactions at this stage raise concerns, especially given DC Studios' recent struggles. With Supergirl already facing online backlash, the studio may be under pressure to address story and tonal issues before release. James Gunn's Superman already landed flat with audiences, making Supergirl's mixed test screenings reactions harder to ignore, especially with Gunn's future at the DCU in question. Supergirl is currently scheduled to arrive in theaters on June 26, 2026. And that's the
Hold
end
on,
of the
Lance,
article.
you were muted. Yeah, because puppies are playing in the background. So yeah, Supergirl had test screening, roughly 2 hours, blah blah blah, underwhelming, blah, and trailer is blah.
Yeah.
Great. Well, it's not great. Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, this is exactly how the movie looks like.
Absolutely.
So this sounds right about correct. I really hope that Crypto doesn't suffer. The only thing that I'm gonna be outraged about if Crypto actually suffers because he's
Yeah.
suffering in the trailers
Because
somehow.
there is a doggy suffering, yeah.
Yeah, I will not stand for that ever.
And
So
the to be fair, the Creme from the Yellow Hills is underwhelming villain also in the comic book. The whole freaking comic book is underwhelming anyway.
well, James can just pick whoever is
yeah,
like the most
and-
punk rocky guy.
And that's why I was just going to say, and that's why he looks like that in the freaking movie, because he looks nothing like that in the comic book.
He looks like punk rock guy.
You know, but that's a punk rock guy right there, and James Gunn again is doing his thing.
So
you
although he didn't direct the movie, his freaking fingerprints. Yeah, his freaking fingers are all in all the holes. His ass is also
Or his pee
there.
prints,
What?
or his piss prints,
Yes.
aka Crypto peeing on Superman.
Yeah.
Also, yes, everything. Everything is there.
Everything, yes, everything is there.
James Gunn just exploded on this whole
His
movie.
piss is there, yes. His shit is there too. Everything is there.
So, I mean, I will just like, bet money if I didn't know that this is directed by him.
Yeah.
It's exactly what he's doing. He's like, you know what happened? I'm sure that he just said to the director of the movie, he's like, look now, man. I'm having control of everything. You're just here so I can do other things.
So
So
that
just
we can say
replacing me.
it's another director,
Yeah.
but it's actually me.
Yeah.
Don't forget, it's me.
You're just replacing me. That's it. He can be in all places all at once. So I mean, because he's also writing the scripts for Superman. Blah. So he's like, look, sir, you just go and direct this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Because
Yes.
because I cannot be all places everywhere, but I'm totally in control
Yeah.
of every single aspect of this.
Just do it like Guardians of the Galaxy, you know. And I do have a friend who likes Guardians of the Galaxy, and he said he likes the trailer, and I said because it looks like Guardians of the Galaxy, and he said yes, and I said you're freaking mad. But anyway, because
Well,
it's super good, it shouldn't be freaking Guardians of the Galaxy.
he's just proving
Jesus
our
Christ.
point.
Exactly.
That
Yeah.
this looks so much like Guardians of the Galaxy. Even people that are not as hardcore fans like we are, they're still saying it's
Yeah.
like Guardians of the.
And you can't say, well, I like it because it's like Guardians of the Galaxy, but with Supergirl in it. That's not Supergirl.
Yeah.
If you like Guardians of the Galaxy, would you like to see a Batman movie like it? Heck no. Why would you want to see that? Yeah,
Well,
so-
because people don't have enough exposure of Supergirl as a character or how it's supposed to feel. So when they see something familiar, they like it because it's familiar to the other thing.
yeah.
But they don't realize that this is actually a character deconstruction when it comes to Supergirl. When you apply something that does not belong to something
Exactly,
else that
yeah.
does not belong, then you get the mess.
Just like it's the case with Absolute Batman, for example, or those Absolute Universe. It's a deconstruction of those characters. They're
Yeah.
just not the same. Yeah, it might be like based off the Dark Knight Returns, but that's also, by the way, a kind of deconstruction comic. But anyway, people will hate me
Anyway.
for that. Still.
Anyway, so this is absolute poo, and we know that's gonna be poo.
Yeah,
So
I have no doubt that Miriam is doing great in what they give
oh
her.
yes, the only thing that I'm sure that she's doing great is what for what she has
Yeah.
been given here.
Yeah, but that's not Supergirl. Much like David Collinsworth did a great job, but
That's
that's
not
not
Superman.
Superman.
That
you
is
know.
soy. I'm complaining like
Absolutely.
a little bitch
Yeah,
man.
and he knows it because of that video that we talk about several times.
Also SpongeBob.
Yeah, and SpongeBob. Yeah, at least her
Square
suits, it's not
pants.
square pants. Yeah, with
Tsunami?
gigantic color pants.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Do you have anything to add?
No, you guys said it all.
Okay, let's see
It's
some comments.
Yeah, okay.
proof's in the pudding.
Thank you. Let's see the comments. Yes.
Truth says the Dark Knight Returns movies were good. Do you mean the whole Dark Knight trilogy, or do you mean the Dark Knight Return movie?
The
CS
Dark
Kano
Knight
says there's a
Returns,
reason manga and anime movies make so much money. People are tired. It was all over his screen. True. Kyle B with the. Did someone say holes? Where? Lots of holes.
Lots of
Like
holes in
the-
that movie,
like
I'm
the-
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Truth says Goku. Oh, this was a fucking banger comment here. Goku to Vegeta. Let's find an empty spot so that we could fight. Goes to a movie theater where Supergirl is playing.
Absolutely, yeah.
Roadkill says also see dollar signs for what's currently trending. Interesting. Thank
I
you,
don't
man of
get that.
culture.
That he's doing
Uh,
movies for what is trending right now. I mean, Gun is trying to do the movies for what is trending now. I think.
What is trending
Well,
now?
soy men and boss girls.
But that's a
stuff like
negative
that.
thing.
Yeah, but Gun,
Okay.
Yeah.
Son of a gun.
son of a gun. Oh boy, he shouldn't have children. That guy.
You
They're
got
I was about to say, like, that dude doesn't need to procreate.
Yeah.
CS Kano says there are 4 people in the whole theater and 1 tweaker sleeping. True says if it bombs, we're going to hear from the usual suspects blaming us men for their failure. Oh, yes. Not just men, specific types
I'm
of men.
sure that
at that.
that Grace Landorf will say, so not enough men went to see the movie.
Oh, it's because women.
And
It's
she
because
will laugh.
women.
Because women,
No, it's because they destroyed a very iconic female
exactly.
superhero.
Man,
in
I
one fell
love
swoop.
freaking Supergirl. I want to see an epic movie with her, not clip to pissing on newspaper with Superman on it, and her being drunk all the time. And Jesus Christ.
Okay, we don't really
Yeah.
have enough time, so,
let's go.
I'm just gonna say, you know who this villain reminds me of, like right off the bat?
Mm.
Well, first James Gunn's brother, but that's
Of course.
another.
I'm surprised that he doesn't play him just because he plays another character in that universe. But you know.
Yeah, first is his brother. Second, this looks so much like that horror movie. That horror movie with the-
Pinhead.
Yeah,
Hellraiser, Pinhead from Hell. Yeah,
That's-
actually, yes,
that's
indeed,
it.
indeed, that's it.
that's it.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Indeed,
it.
indeed.
Okay, tonight please read some of the chat. There's some interesting stuff there, really quick.
Over in Superhero Truth, we've got there's obviously a huge conflict of interest between Gunn, Zaslav, and Saffron. The question is why. Nick Martino says Crypto is pissing on Superman's photo, and we know that's Gunn's input. The way Gunn is pissing on the DCU and pissing on us true DC fans as well as the bastardizes DC's iconic superheroes. L. Turner says no matter what's being printed, James Gunn wrote that film, and it reeks of his misinformed, flat, slapstick, campish comedic tone. Jesus. Gunn is stubborn, hard-headed, and his reign is coming to an end. Hopefully. L. Turner continues with Gunn has been going on an unofficial campaign, pre-screening streamers who speak highly of his films, recruiting them, and grooming them to push and promote Supergirl.
Yeah.
Ballerina says, what do you guys think about Sasha Calle's take on
Sasha Calle.
Supergirl? I don't know who that is.
Sasha Calle.
Sasha Kaye.
Sasha was great, says L. Turner.
Yeah, I mean, she did a great job with what she was given, although that's not Supergirl. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a totally different version of Supergirl. It's not Kara Zor-El like she should
yeah.
be at all.
But a way better version than what we see here in that trailer.
Yeah, because
actually.
at least she was determined. Unfortunately, she was killed, which was stupid. So stupid, by the way.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, she did.
Basically,
what
she
could.
was the version of Superman from the Flashpoint comic book because she was being held up in that military base with the red sunlight. Then she ran away, but then she decided, okay, I'm coming back and fight actually. So
Yeah, she was literally Superman version.
Yeah, exactly.
So I wouldn't say she's a real Supergirl representation because she's literally not.
Yeah.
She's another deconstruction. But at least she's serious about herself.
At least that. So really, I mean, just the fact that she went back to fight and wanted to stop freaking Zod
Speaks volumes.
You know, yeah.
For sure. Okay, moving on to the final story of the day, and this time we're going to have a gaming story. So, by the way, Tsunami, do you have this on the screen?
I do. I just don't have X. I have the exact X post that he put up though.
Okay, great. So you can read it. So let's get the context here. Tsunami, I'm gonna give this to you to explain.
So basically, what's going on here? Paul Tassi came out and kind of attacked. This is all related to the whole divinity thing that was going on. I'm sorry, this is the Lords of the Fallen guy. So Paul Tassi came out and attacked Lords of the Fallen guy, who was answering a fan question. Like literally, a fan asked the CEO of CI Games, like, "Hey, are there going to be attractive women? Or are they going to be dressed skimpy?" And the guy literally just said yes. So Paul Tassi came out and made an attack against Marek Tymiński, is his name, and said, "It's fine if you put this in the game, but you don't have to be a loser about it." Then the Roach King, Asmongold, got a hold of that, which obviously made it nuclear. And he said he's not being a loser. He was literally answering a fan question, to which he put the original article where a fan literally asked this question, and the CEO literally put, yes, that was his only answer, to which he was attacked by Paul Tassi. And then obviously the internet came out of the woodwork, the usual people. Grums came out with a pretty lengthy post attacking Paul Tassi and pointing out how Paul Tassi last year had essentially shit on Stellar Blade until it looked like Stellar Blade was getting popular, and then all of a sudden he changed his stance. This was obviously followed up by some other individuals in the industry who kept pointing it out. Followed up, of course, with Tebow from Minimal Effort Live, who made the statement that we're going to read here in a second.
Yeah, awesome. So yeah, Tebow, friend of the channel, of course. I collab with him, he's great. So he says, whiny bitch, Paul Tassi complains about people lying about him not liking Stellar Blade, but fails to address his own lies, false farming of Lords of the Fallen 2, and statements made by CI Games CEO Marek Tymiński. Hypocrisy, thy name is Paul Tassi. So let's see the first post by Paul Tassi. I mean, I guess he captured this and he wrote on top of it. So first, let's see actually this by Grums and this guy Marek Tymiński. I mean, this is Marek Tymiński. Okay. Yeah. So exactly, insane censorship is over. Grums says these people are terrified you might put an attractive woman in your game. Oh no, and go out to attack the dev for it. CEO of Yes. Paul Tassi was also very angry at Stellar Blade before it became popular, and he gifted 5 or 8 more articles about how awesome. I grifted. Okay, I mean, that's enough to get the context of this. And Paul Tassi here said, "Oh yeah, man, I was totally wrong about the Lords of the Fallen guy yesterday. He is in fact super cool." So now he flips up,
Now he flips over. Okay.
flops
Flip
again.
flop.
And this is the original tweet, I guess, before this one. It also drives me insane how many people lie about me hating Stellar Blade or Eve when it was one of my favorite games of the year, or somehow loving Concord, of all things, but I guess driving me insane is kind of the point. Okay, so what do you think actually, Tsunami, about this?
This guy, I believe he works for Forbes. He's just late to the party. He thinks he's got some kind of power and that people aren't going to call him out on his shit. And there are a lot of internet sleuths out there that are directly into this kind of stuff. When Gamergate 2 came out, Paul Tassi was obviously part of that effort against the so-called gooners. And Grum's tweet was really good. I don't know. It's pretty lengthy, so I don't think it's worth necessarily reading the entirety of it. And then, of course, a bunch of other people came out too, pointing out how Paul Tassi is kind of a fence sitter, but generally falls on the side of woke more often than not, until he sees that the winds are shifting, and then all of a sudden he goes in the direction of the wind. So I think it's fantastic that he's getting called out. I mean, he got crushed in the comments, which was pretty cool. I got to see a bunch of those over on Smash's stream, and yeah, so it's good to see that people are calling this guy out and they're not going to put up with this BS.
Yeah, I just don't get it. Like, people are, I mean, Paul Tassi is afraid to have an opinion,
No, apparently.
afraid to have a particular position. He's just flip-flopping on whatever is like the norm all of a sudden. Whatever is trending, that's stupid. I mean, just have an opinion, like stand for something.
Yeah, especially if he's a journalist, right? I mean, just hold your ground.
This Merrick guy is really like going out of his way. Lords of the Fallen obviously have gone through like a colored past. You know, the game released and it was kind of shit, and then they worked their asses off to make it really good, and they've been very engaged with the audience overall. And the CEO in particular is reaching out to people. Smash mentioned he had reached out to him also in particular, but this guy has been reaching out to everyone. And the whole reason this little mini drama started is because a fan asked him a question and he was answering a fan. And that's, of course, when Asmongold pounced on him and the whole thing kind of snowballed.
Yeah, so here is this, Wars of the Fallen won't be politically correct, will feature attractive females in skinny armors, confirms Skimpy, yes. CEO, blah, blah, yeah. And of course, we're all for that.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I mean, in general, we're just all for attractive game characters, whether that be men or women, men or women. I just want to play with good-looking characters, and that is it. Period. There's nothing more to it.
Yeah.
Just make games like they used to be made with attractive women and men. That is how it's in the movies. That's the norm. That should be the norm, and that's it.
Exactly. That's why we go to those things. Actually, we want to see that.
I mean, I don't even think about it. Yeah. Before we didn't think about it at all because it was the norm, and now all of a sudden some people that have high insecurities decided to be like, oh no, whatever shall we do? I mean, women and men don't look like that in real life, so we shouldn't see that in fantasy and sci-fi, whatever is made up. Oh my gosh, well, like, people literally say that people cannot look at all good.
Just because they don't look.
Are you
never tried,
like attacking all people that actually try to look good like me? Are you trying to say that I do not exist? Because they're exactly what they're trying to say.
That there are no people who work out, take care of their skin, try to look younger and things like that. Yesterday a guy called me, "You're a young boy."
Well, yeah.
And he said, "Okay." I'll take it. Thank you.
That's pretty great. Yeah, when you sustain yourself, you look better.
Exactly. So why do we have to think that people like that don't exist? Or it's giving false hopes to people that it's realistic when it's actually not realistic. What?
Not even that. It's a fantasy game.
Yeah.
People want to leave regular life. Like, it's so stupid.
Yeah. I mean, the main point of this is exactly that You don't actually need to compare any human beings in games or movies from real life. You don't. I mean, in movies, when you want to cast an actor to play the lunch lady, you're going to cast somebody that looks like the lunch
lunch
freaking
lady.
lady. Just like we actually just saw in Wednesday. In
Exactly.
Wednesday, you have a super ugly lunch lady that just fits perfectly into the
Yeah.
whole thing because that's what it's supposed to be. She's supposed to be like funny looking,
Exactly.
and Fester's supposed to fall in love with her. It's so fun, so hilarious.
Yeah, and I'm sure that on the casting was we were looking for someone who looks like the lunch lady, and
they make her worse even.
yeah,
So,
and
so it could be more
she
funny.
went there for the casting. She knows, so I can play the lunch lady. I'm not offended by that,
Well,
Sure, I'll
she
be in the
can
TV
play the
show.
hot girl, so
Yeah, you
she's
can't be,
okay.
for example, looking like her and say, "But I want to play Wednesday now."
No,
Sorry, no, now that's unrealistic.
Yeah,
So
correct. And a small point here. So this guy, Rhino on Twitter said, "What do you think about this? Is this necessary for characters to look sexy? Is it necessary?" Well, it's necessary for them to look good.
yeah,
I wouldn't say particularly like sexy all the time or whatever, but if a game just looks good, they will also look sexy anyway. It's kind of like connected
yeah.
in a
They
way.
need to. They don't have to show their butt or boobs or things like that all the time, but they need to look good.
Yeah, they just need to look
Just like
good.
I was, as much as I like Devil May Cry 5, one of my favorite games, but they made Dante look freaking old and ugly there. You can see his wrinkles,
This
and
is such a loaded question.
yeah,
Is it necessary? What if you'd have just used any other word? Is it good for characters to look
Yeah,
sexy?
that's
Yes.
not the correct question.
Is
that's
it
not the correct
fine for
question.
characters to look sexy? No, but he wanted to go ahead and frame it in such a way to go ahead. What a shitty way of fucking phrasing that. Is it necessary?
Yeah,
You know what?
that's
Fuck you, Rhino, whoever the fuck you are. It is necessary.
This is intellectually dishonest question.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, if I would be against if you're talking about Wednesday, I would be against if you put Henry freaking Cavill to play Fester.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make sense, right? so here we go. It should fit to the character. Is it necessary? Well, I mean, what kind of a question is that? We go to the fantasy worlds to have our fantasy working.
Yeah.
We don't
He got
want the
ratioed anyway,
regular
right?
things.
Comments to likes.
Oh, let's see.
Rhino, 2.3 comments to 1.7 likes.
Oh,
Isn't that how Twitter ratios work?
Hmm.
well, there's no dislikes, but
No, that's because there's no dislikes. That's how it's that's the measurement in Twitter when the like or the comments outweigh the likes. That's where you normally see that there's going to be a massive problem.
yes, because the
So I'm
comments
sure that the comments are pretty going to be super awesome.
yeah, 2.3K comments. Freaking hell. Okay, so somebody posted this. Oh my gosh, I just shaved that chest hair, man. So I think it's not essential, but a very nice addition, and it has to match the game's vibe. Well, sure. Don't forget to follow me. Yeah, blah blah. Who cares? I mean, I should. Yeah, it's gonna be more sexy if he's not hairy, but yeah. No, but it sells better. Asmongo has a good video on this topic. What matters most is that they got to be memorable and overall great experience, because even the prettiest characters can be forgettable if not designed properly and given more than just an eye candy. And there are many ways for a character to be beautiful. How many ways? I mean, that's besides the point. Like,
There's one. It's definitely not necessary for them to be ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It's kind of like, I mean, if you play Quasimodo, of course you should be freaking ugly. That's the point.
Yeah.
So this is like a retarded question. Basically, that's not the right
I
question.
think he put it there to have
Yeah,
engagement and
he's
stuff,
gonna
yeah.
farm and all of that. Yeah. But other than that, we have to be intellectually honest about those things and not try to frame questions that are gonna sway some people to think in the wrong direction if they cannot think for themselves, because I see that every day. So all they need is just a little push in the wrong direction so they can stop thinking for themselves and just play on his flute and actually engage and only see it this way, the way that he framed it, which is so retarded. I'm sure some people call him out though around here. That is over sexy.
Also, you
Yeah,
know,
they're missing the point. They're
yeah,
still playing it at his flute
I
if they're
take
not
badass
addressing.
over sexy any day. Jesus
Yeah, it's
Christ.
definitely not necessary for them to be ugly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sure, but
I mean, I would be happier actually if is there mod for example, Stellar Blade to make Eve proportionate?
yeah,
That would be much better. So here is an example where when it's way too much, but for some people that's sexy. You know, I
yeah,
would prefer her if she's proportionate.
yeah, me too.
Somebody out there make a mod
Yeah,
of that.
that would be great. Like her legs are too long for
But
that
but
torso. It's
still, how she
crazy.
looks, it's much better than if we play with that freaking ugly woman from Fable that they're going to do.
Yeah, but just because
Yeah.
one thing is horrible doesn't make the other thing necessarily
Mm,
better. It's just that one
yeah.
thing it's. I mean, we shouldn't think in extremes. That's
Yeah.
very important. So
Mm,
if one thing is great, but it's not perfect, and the other thing is not very good, and whatever, we have to judge those things individually.
yeah.
It's like, you know, when my girlfriends, when I used to talk to my girlfriends, which I don't have, like I have two, uh, because they're extremely like woke in the ways that they're thinking about their lives anyway. So they're like, I mean, when I say something about their boyfriends, because their boyfriends are hurting them, sometimes even physically, and I'm like, look at that huge fat thing that you have on your arm. It's blue, and she's like, well, you know, no men are perfect. I mean, just because men are not perfect and you're not perfect doesn't mean that you have to
Just take crap.
stand for
Yeah,
whatever this is that you
yeah.
have as a relationship. This is retarded thinking. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
just because one thing is whatever doesn't mean the other thing is okay or not okay. Judge things
Yeah,
individually. They can't.
all couples argue and stuff like that. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's, you know,
Nuance. Nobody
nuance,
knows
exactly.
nuance anymore and all
Exactly.
of those things.
It's all the extremes, you know. It's either too ugly or they should have gigantic boobs from again, as we say, from here to Jersey. Yeah.
From here to Jersey, yeah. You know, just because you see the same type of people in your real life and you're surrounded by the same type of things doesn't mean that this is the only thing that exists. There's some exceptions that do exist. You just don't see them because they're so rare, but they exist and it's
But they do
possible to
exist,
achieve.
exactly. Yeah.
It's the same thing with the body and the physicality and the mental state of being and whatever that you can achieve that's that's above average and above regular and whatever. But you know, people just see the regular things and they're
Yeah.
like, well, this is the only
That's the
thing.
norm.
Yeah. Well, it's the norm because
is,
people don't go out of their way to find
Yeah,
the better.
they
part.
created the norm.
Okay, now we are totally
In a
different
way.
topic. So
Still, so we have to.
we have to freaking go.
finish it.
We have to freaking go. Tonight, please read like the most important comments real quick, guys. We're very, very late. I'm not gonna get to everything.
Truth says, thank you, Paul Tassi, for reminding us why we hate game journalists and we may never change our stance on it so long as idiots like him exist. Roy8 in the house, welcome to the channel. Netflix sucks ass with the woke trash misinformation. Of course, we prefer attractive people. Kyle B says, bring back the sliders. So if you want to make your character hot, you can. If you want to make it ugly, you can. They took the choice away and just said, this is how it is. Fuck these people. Agreed.
Yeah.
David says, when I hear conversations like this, I always wonder if the game Leisure Suit Larry was released today. Oh man, that'd be fucking badass. And a failed YouTuber at that. That's why he's a farmer on X. Oh, Rhino is one of the biggest shows I've ever known. Got it. I was like, is that Raging Rhino? And then I saw his name and I was like, oh, cool. And they will go mad about Larry. Yep, that's it. We're all caught up.
Yeah. Okay,
Unless we want
guys.
to keep reading more.
Okay, guys. No, we do have to go. We are like 15 minutes beyond our schedule. So, guys, we're gonna see what we're gonna do tonight. Yesterday I didn't stream because I just posted the video with me and Tsunami talking about the Divinity trailer. I already have retarded comments, by the way. Of course, of course that I'm gonna have that. I mean, I expect that. But at least the video has great engagement, so silver linings. But yeah, guys, thank you so much, and see you later. We are gonna play a game probably because I cannot. I mean, the capacity of covering news it's
too much.
too much. I
Too
can't
much
even
indeed, yes.
don't even have time to cut everything into video, so I'll do what I can. So love you guys. Thank you so much for the support. Tsunami, thank you so much as well for being here.
For sure. Thanks to all the newcomers that showed up. Please come on back and see us again. We'll be able to reach out a little bit more often on non-news streams. So come back in. We try and stay engaged with the chat.
Oh yes, and check the superhero channel if you're watching on the gaming channel. I'm gonna paste it in the chat real quick of the gaming channel. Hold on. I have so many windows
So many
open.
windows.
So yeah, and if you're interested in Warhammer 40k, and this is my main channel, the 40k Empress. So I'm covering whatever crazy and not crazy stuff are happening there. So yeah, we have a pretty good things coming as well in terms of topics that we're gonna discuss. Also here on the superhero channel, we have pretty good ideas for what we can do when there's not any news, although news are just lying. But yeah, guys, with that being said, love ya, and until next time with me, the 40k Empress and Logan. Bye bye.
The 40k Empress leads the way as warriors of the imperium sway into realms where dangers play, where hidden minds hold sway. Through stars and storms we rise, under her watchful eyes, with faith and fire will prevail, for the imperium must not fail. For the imperium we prevail. Beneath the grand cathedral spires, plots twist like smoldering fires, but with her blade of pure desire, she claims the stars entire. Through stars and storms we rise, under her watchful eyes, with and fire will prevail, for the imperium must not fail. For the imperium we prevail. Through storms and battle cries, her banners pierce the darkened skies. With bolter hymns the traitor dies, as loyal warriors arise. Saints and psychers bend the flame, every world speaks her name. The Empress rules without shame, as war she does reclaim.